Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Season 2 of MCU's What If. And this is a Disney Plus animated series that takes us into the multiverse and takes us into each episode a whole brand new story wrapped up in different worlds, all narrated by The Watcher, portrayed by Jeffrey Wright, whose voice is absolutely perfect for this particular role, and he's fantastic. Now, I was a lot higher on the first season than it seemed like a lot of people were. And then this second season blew me away. I absolutely loved this season. I think it's might be up there with my favorite season of MCU television at this point. I don't really think a lot of the shows are particularly strong consistently. I feel like almost all of them are stretched out way too much, trying to fit them into a 6-episode style of television. But this particular one hits a couple different facets and is doing a couple different things. But first off, the animation is gorgeous. It is striking. There's so many going to be iconic moments that happened in this season when you think about comic book adaptations, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. They have this very specific kind of shaded approach to what they're portraying, and I think it really works. Now, story-wise, there's a variety of different kinds of approaches they're doing. I was a fan of each of these episodes, and to a varying degree. At the bare minimum, I really liked each of the episodes. I think some of the weaker ones was like, they had a fun kind of Christmas episode that spoofed Die Hard, where Happy becomes a Hulk and has to take down Justin Hammer. And like, that was a fun time. And I think bare minimum, these episodes do some fun things, do some homages to other films or television series, and do something interesting with it. I really like how some of these episodes are taking some characters that might not have been as utilized to their fullest and putting them into unique situations, like Nebula becoming part of the Nova Corps and going on this cyber noir kind of thriller detective story. You have something like Hela connecting with the Ten Rings and going on a similar journey that Thor had to do when she was banished to Earth. And I love that episode. And Cate Blanchett coming back as Hela, you could tell that she had 100% effort into that. Her dynamic with Wenwu was fantastic, and all of that. One of the coolest things is what they did with What If Kahori, which was the 6th episode, introducing this new character that's a brand new original character. And Davary Jacobs from Reservation Dogs is absolutely fantastic as Kahori, and reshaping a colonizer story. You know, we've seen these in westerns all the time. And how they reshaped this was so interesting and so impactful, and I loved her as a character. And one of the biggest things that they did was bring back Captain Carter, who honestly might be my favorite character from any of these series that they've done on Disney Plus. And this particular Captain Carter, not the one that was arrogant and cocky like all of the characters that they introduced in the Illuminati in Multiverse of Madness. This particular one from the first season of What If is so interesting, and the idea of seeing what if Peggy was given that opportunity, which she is as heroic and brave as Steve would ever be, but you know, in context, like, a woman's not going to be given that opportunity back in World War II, and getting to see her have her Winter Soldier type arc, and how they incorporated Black Widow into that episode 5 was really cool, but how she had to have this multi-episode arc was awesome as well. How they, including them warping the world of the MCU into 1600s And that was a cool little thing. You got to see in one of the earlier episodes 80s Avengers movie and what the Avengers would have looked like if they had to come together in 1988 and try to fight Peter Quill as a child who was actually given to Ego the Living Planet, which also, having Kurt Russell back was always great. And then the 9th episode, the finale of this season, is what you could possibly do with the craziness of the multiverse. And I don't want to give too much away, so I won't. But all I'm going to say is bringing Strange Supreme back was absolutely fascinating. And he is such an interesting character, building off of what they did in the first season. And just the mind-blowing places that they go. And one of the coolest team-ups they've done in the MCU up to this point of Captain Carter and Kahori was absolutely fantastic. I loved how they really leaned into the potential of the multiverse in this season of What If. It makes me want to see more. And honestly, this is the series that I want to see them flesh out the most. And this is really becoming the heart of the multiverse story that they're telling in the MCU, and especially with some hints towards the very end on connecting to the bigger, broader MCU. So we'll have to see how this all plays out, but it gets me very excited to see what else they could do on What If. But those are my thoughts on Season 2 of What If. Let me know what you think and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.